Yeah, good team win today. A lot of people stepping up in the point column, but I think we also did a good job on the rebounding, especially on the offensive end with 12 offensive boards, creating second chances for our team, which is great. Have a lot of respect for Colorado, their coaching staff, and I know they've been hit with the injury bug, but we knew they were going to give us everything that they had. We knew they were going to come in and play hard, so I was really excited to see our start in that first quarter to really settle us in. And then, as the game went, I think there were moments when we took our foot off the gas pedal, which shouldn't happen, but it sometimes does. In the fourth quarter, allowing them to go 3 for 6 from the three-point line and then giving them 8 free throws, we need to be better. We need to be able to close games out on a high note. And be able to put teams away. But again, we were prepared, ready to go for Colorado, regardless of who suited up for them, because we know how good they are, we know how well coached they are, so we knew we were going to get a good shot from them from the jump.
Gavin, that 17-0 start gets you guys off to a huge lead out there. What kind of led into that being able to come together?
I think our defensive focus. And then our defensive rebounding. They are known for their relentless effort on the rebounding, especially on the offensive end. So we made it a point where we had to match that intensity or rise above it and limit them to one shot and out. And I think that was able to get us out and running. And so key to our players they came in focused, ready to go, ready to defend the actions and a lot of the complex actions that they do run. And we were pretty locked in to start the game.
Gavin, it seemed at times the game was a little disjointed. Obviously, you had a big lead. Mm-hmm. You talked about wanting to just kind of close out. Where are you seeing maybe where you take a step back? Or where do you see in those situations where you're not able to kind of get that consistency, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think that's, part of that falls on my shoulders. We have a limited amount of practices just in between games with the rhythm of the schedule. To be brutally honest, I don't know how many times some of our crew, the people you see on the floor, actually practice together. And so that's on me. Like, I need to do a better job of maybe utilizing different lineups in practice instead of the first 5 and then the second 5. But we try to do that to try to make sure our training is maximized in a shorter period of time. And so we're ready to be fresh during the game. So a lot of times the rotations and the people you see on the floor, sometimes that's the first time they've been in there all week. And so that's on me. So I take a responsibility on that. And, as we get, I looked at our calendar. We do have some practice time coming up right around the corner. So we'll make sure we try to address those things and just kind of get everybody on the same page.
Gianna, do you feel like you have kind of a role in that as kind of a leader of the team and just helping kind of keep things going? Obviously, Maye started out great, but then things kind of slowed down for a bit, especially that second quarter. Where do you feel like your role is in that as kind of a leader of this team?
I think just staying consistent in our effort, and in my effort, I think I can show that. Because if missed shots and turnovers are going to happen. It's part of basketball, but we can always give 100% effort. So I think I could do a better job of just always being consistent in that area so that maybe when we do miss a couple shots, it doesn't compound to our defense and we're making errors that we shouldn't be.
Gavin, Maye has 15 first-half points and then doesn't have any of the second half. You win by 17, so I want to make it sound like I'm not being negative here.
Yeah.
But was there anything that changed in what Colorado did, or just kind of how the way the ball fell, or what kind of changed maybe for her?
No, I'm not sure. Sometimes the compounding of maybe a misassignment on defense, or maybe not getting a foul called, it lingers, I think, a little too long, so that can have an effect. We said at halftime and even before the game, it's just like we need to see max effort. And so when our coaching staff and all my assistants are like, she needs a sub, I'm going to trust them, and we're going to sub her out. So she probably didn't get into a good rhythm at all in the second half, but I think you got to earn that by sprinting back on defense, doing what you're supposed to do on the defensive end, because collectively that's when we're good. When we start doing things on our own and being disjointed, then we're just, another average program. So to be great, I think you got to earn that with your effort on the defensive end, and then you got to be moving. And, maybe she was tired. I don't know. Those are the things. We'll sit back, we'll watch, and then we'll evaluate.
speaking on defense in general, you guys held Colorado to under 1 point per possession. What was going right on defense for you guys tonight? That's for both of you. So
Go for it.
I honestly think, well, it starts with our preparation. I think we're prepared well, so we kind of know what they're going to throw at us. And then just kind of making reads, and we expect things, but things change. So just figuring out how to communicate through those. I think that's kind of what's working for us tonight.
Yeah, I think the preparation and the will to do it and the will to win is there. We have a lot ahead of us to play for, and you'll always hear me talk about one game at a time, but I think these guys get a sense of where we are at, and that time of year is, coming around with the Big 12 tournament and everything, so it's not hard to get, our key players motivated and focused, and with their leadership and them showing the younger kids the way, they're going to fall in line, and it's just habits, right, and create good habits. So I rely on these guys, all our upperclassmen, all our starters, to just kind of lead the way and let the younger kids follow suit.
you also have said that you want your team to peak at the right time. Do you feel you're on the way up for that peak?
We're getting closer and closer. I don't know. Like I said, we can peak early and sustain. That's like, you guys can do that.
Gianna, do you guys think you're coming up on that peak?
Yeah, I think we're playing well right now. I still think there's a little room for growth, but I think we're at a good spot right now.